What's going on YouTube? Jay O'Reilly, your doctor of dementia, is back, and we are out of the office today. We're going out into the lab to try something new. We're going to get away from the video games for a little while. I apologize, I haven't seen you guys in a while, life stuff and all that. We're going to be coming to you later on, probably next month after this, from a completely new location. I'll tell you all about it when I get there. There'll be all kinds of stuff, stupid promo videos to make myself sound way more cool than I really am. But, you know, to all my subscribers out there, both my kids and my mom, we're going to be doing something a little different today. We're going to get away from the video games. We're going to stay in a little bit of the mild horror realm, but we are going to come to you today with the Dresden Files cooperative card game. That's right, Evil Hat, those mad wizards and twisted fake bastards, we stole the name from and totally give them credit, as they've come out with a very simplistic yet badass card game. It plays through all the different stories of the Dresden Files. Right now, it runs all the way from Stormfront to Turncoat, including some side job stuff. If you know anything about the Dresden Files, I highly recommend checking this out. But don't just take our word for it, but we're going to give you a gameplay today so you can see how it plays, how it works, and if it's something you'd even want to consider. I'm not going to lie, I bought it for two reasons. It was A, Dresden, I can't help myself, I'm a freaking addict, and secondly, it was put out by Evil Hat, and I love everything those guys do. So, we're not endorsed, I swear to God. We're going to start real quick here by introducing our lab assistants for the day. We've got Christopher, Shabby, this guy whose name I can never freaking remember, Kyle. Just kidding, I can totally remember it. So, real quick, as far as Dresden, starting with you, Chris, how much do you know about the Dresden verse?
I'm familiar with a wizard that is Harry Dresden, and he's got a book series about him. That's about it. Excellent.
Shabby.
I read up until like the 5th book, and I haven't continued from there. But pretty good. Pretty dandy.
Mr. Kyle.
I'm currently still waiting for the new damn book.
Alright, so you have a varying degree of Dresden knowledge here, which will be actually a fair way to gauge the game. We'll be able to tell if someone who has a passing knowledge about what magic or these game styles are would be interested in something like this, as well the casual fan and die-hard psychos like the two of us. So we're gonna... I have to take a minute to say that this game came beautifully freaking packaged. I mean, a minute to talk about detail. All the little characters and tokens that you need to use came on the little punch boards a la Arkham Asylum or something like that. But they provided you with the little Ziploc baggies to hold everything. They give you foam inserts for when you put the expansions in, which I, like a nut, have already bought in the 3 that are available. That's why you get up to Turncoat. The game itself goes only up to, I think, Deadbeat, but... there are unboxing videos galore about this game. You can watch that. We are just fans playing a game. Give you a premise of the game. Each one of the players takes a character from the series that are available, and we'll go through those in a minute. They get to basically play out that character's role in each of the different books, which can have a crazy twist on the storyline, if you will. Basic object of the game is remove cards. You want to solve more cases, then you have bad guys on the end of the showdown, which is something that we can explain as we go through. We're still learning the game. I have not actually played this game yet myself. I watched a whole bunch of how to play this, so I have a general idea of what to do, but this is going to be all of our first time doing it. So... sit back. We are not going to focus on you from this point on. We are just going to play the game and see what it goes. We may occasionally tell some stuff. But without any further ado, we're going to dive into the game, and you get to just come along with the ride and watch us idiots play.
You should be Harry.
Fair. Alright. Harry. Now, your other playable characters. You have Karen Murphy, Thomas Wraith, Michael Carpenter, Molly Carpenter, Susan Rodriguez, Billy and Georgia, the Alphas, Carlos Ramirez, Anastasia Lucio, Waldo Butters, Sonia, and those are the ones we have available right now. So, Kyle, who do you want to play?
I'll start with Michael. We'll go with Michael.
Michael. What are you? Chappy!
Surprise me.
Surprise you.
I like a good surprise. I shouldn't be yawning. I slept until 6. Shouldn't be yawning.
I'll give you Molly.
Okay.
Father-daughter team. Chris.
Alright. I've been told on many occasions that I should play Butters.
Waldo Butters.
Plus, you already had your hand on the cards.
Oh, yeah. Alright,
Oh my god, he looks like me.
and
Polka will never die.
So we get that out of the way. So the tokens that you have are hits.
Oh my gosh, there's a thing called Polka will never die. That is why everyone kept saying that to me.
Yes. Fate points. Now you only get 13 of these total to be used amongst all of us. And then cruise. Yeah. Alright. Rules, because rules are important. Alright, so we're going to play through Stormfront first, because why not? Alright, so when you're playing with different number of players, this game can be played one player, which is pretty freaking cool. You don't very often get a board game that you can just play by yourself and it actually be decent, but I watched a single player playthrough. It still looks fun and hard. It's not like I can just, do it. It still plays out somewhat random. So, alright, you got 2 cards on top. One of them should be your character card, which will have on the back other side your talent, which can be used anytime it's activated. And then you have a stunt, which can be used once per game. And then you have the other cards, which you're going to have to shuffle.
I think I might be missing mine.
Possibly. Where's that?
I think I haven't solved that.
I'm not paying attention. I should.
Oh. Apparently Michael's hanging out with Thomas.
Makes no sense.
They did go to that strip club one time.
It is true.
Alright, so depending on how many players.
Wait a minute. No.
Now you're making me flip them over again?
Yeah.
No.
These are the 2 cards he was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Those are the ones you're supposed to shuffle in.
So. And what's cool is if you line the cards up next to each other properly, they make a little image.
Alright.
Hold on, scene.
Oh.
The attention to
yeah.
detail and the artwork in this is what impressed the hell out of me the more I looked at it. It was just like, okay. Alright, so we got our fate points, we got that. You start out with, you draw, alright, there's 4 players, so you draw 5 cards, so shuffle your remaining cards.
I should probably do this. Insight.
Dirty, rotten cheat.
Don't know what I'm pulling for, but yeah. Cheat all the way.
And set your other deck off to the side. You may get to draw from that, maybe. Apparently card draw is really, really low in this game, and what you have in your hand is what you have to work with. Alright, so normal game discussion rules. Players are not allowed to show each other the cards in their hand before they are played. Players may discuss the types of cards in their hand and describe their effects in a general way, as long as they do not state any specific number or card name. For example, a player may not say, I have 2 attack cards and I want to play an attack that costs 5 fate points. However, a player may say, I have a few attack cards and I want to play an attack card with a high cost. The purpose of these restrictions is to keep the discussion from slowing the game down. If players are new to the game and are having difficulty learning, these restrictions can be relaxed. Players can discuss the game freely and show each other their cards as an additional challenge. Highly experienced players may want to try playing the game with no discussion at all. So, as you get better and smarter, yeah. Alright.
Are we allowed to look at these?
You're
Yeah.
allowed to look at it.
In your hand.
Aww.
So, when you set this up, in each of the different case files or stories, it appears to be 12 cards, and then you get the win conditions. These are things that will help you at the very end, but once we get to the showdown part, we'll deal with that. Alright, well, I shuffle these. Alright, a lot of the cards are connected in certain ways, but we'll show that as we find different things. Card actions. Investigate. Thank God this is going to be edited, so you can make us look like we almost know what we're doing.
I just realized he's fighting Ursula, which is cool.
Yeah. And the Molly is Apprentice Wizard, which is a sad spoiler for people who haven't gotten that far. That is one downside if you have people new to the game or new to the Dresden Files and you start playing this game. There are spoilers. They're not blatant, but they're enough to make you kind of figure out, okay, so-and-so might not have died, or so-and-so may have turned into this later. Which that kind of sucks, but again, if you haven't started reading it by now, what the fuck is wrong with you? Everybody shoot Chris a dirty look. You guys too, at home.
Chris, shoot
Serious?
yourself a dirty look.
Seriously, you guys just did that? Excellent. What else can I make you do? Someone bring me a soda. No, seriously, just sit back down. Don't bring me the soda. I was joking.
It's empty.
Alright. So, Alright. Now these play out. This is where it becomes different than the books themselves. In the books, a series of events occur. Blah, 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 blah. Here, the way everything kind of lays out is different. Now, this has been shuffled, so I have no idea what actual order. Oh, that's what I know from the videos I've seen. Having old Toad Boy in the back is a good thing. Alright. A couple of standard rules I do know that any obstacles and any, what do you call these, advantages cannot be in this last farthest spot from the beginning of the game. If that were to have happened, you would just shift it. Had this been here, it would automatically moved here. Other than that, you have your foes, which in this case we've got Marcoon's Goons, the Giant Scorpion, Shadow Man, and
A Toad Demon.
Kazlajak, the Toad Demon. Okay, I know if like 3 of you have read the book and are probably going to rip me for mispronouncing it. I don't care! I tried. It's a freaking Toad Demon.
Cannot receive hits until Who is the Shadow Man is solved. And this is...
Who is the Shadow?
Yeah,
Right,
Who is the Shadow Man.
Now you'll see here where that B with the arrow
Yeah,
matches the B with the arrow on.
that one.
So that shows you that there's a link between the different cards. Here, this one, when talent, or when taken, active player draws a card, then immediately takes an additional turn.
You may move the Toad Demon to the farthest range.
Right, which in this case would have to happen because he's already there. So, but in case he were to move, toads are squirrely like that. Alright, so from there you, the cards that you have in your hand, the investigate ones will obviously affect the investigate, and what you'll do is you'll try to build up on those clues, try to solve the ones you have to, try to get rid of some of the obstacles. Sometimes you want to get rid of those first, depending on what you can do, and what you have, so to say, in your hand, or how they even affect you. For example, this one, Morgan is watching. Any Dresden fans will know Morgan as the warden who has a severe hard-on for killing Harry Dresden. He loves that more than I love pizza. That's a lie. And bad puns. More than I love bad puns. If you watched all 6 of my videos, you know. Morgan's watching. Now until this obstacle is overcome, all attacks cost an additional fate point. So that means whatever the cost is of the attack that's in your hand, you have to add 1 to that. So that's something we'd want to get rid of really quickly. Three-eyed drug war. Until this obstacle is overcome, 1 blank roll on the dice becomes a negative on all die rolls. Now, where that could be good is if you'll notice on some of the cards that you have where it has the fate symbol, it has the number, which I don't know if you can see that at all, but it has the number and then a square next to it, which has a number in that. That is a roll of the fate dice. So that can either add 1 or subtract 1 to that roll. Fate dice, if you are unfamiliar, are fudge dice. 6-sided, but you have 2 negative, 2 positive, and 2 blank. 2 blank, nothing happens. Positive adds 1, negative subtracts 1. If you're rolling 2 dice, positive and negative cancel each other out. Positive or a negative with a blank would be positive or negative, depending on what it was. In this case, positive. And then 2. If I had to explain any further than that, you really need to work on your math skills. That's me throwing my deck around like it's crazy. Alright. So, now, if something, whenever you're, where that could be an advantage is if you're trying to hit something with a farther range, because just like with the fate, that also applies to your range or possible number of hits, solve, something like that. So when rolling the dice early on, when we're trying to build up a little momentum, we're trying to maybe gain some fate, that might be something to keep around for a little bit, but it can also bite us in the ass really quickly. Thing about fate, you know. So this one, definitely bad. This one, sooner than later. Each of the cards where you have a foe has the number of hits necessary to take it out. Toad Demon, as it says, can't be affected until we solve the 1 case, so that's something that we really want to focus on, and it is really far away. So that'll make it difficult. Alright. Alright. Basic turn sequence. You can if you want to earn fate, the way you earn fate is you discard a card. It's no longer usable. You get the fate that's equal to the number of fate that's in the little green circle, or blue circle. If there's a die symbol there, you would roll that too, and it could add 1 or take 1 away. So if we're trying to gain fate and it has a square like right now, that would be terrible because we have a, what's that, 66% chance of rolling negatives, if my math is sound, which it probably isn't.
Everything has a 1/3 chance, so.
Yeah, that's alright. So you can either discard a card for fate, you can play a card, which costs fate. So, as far as discussion and all, I mean, we could definitely say things like looking at my hand, I'm relatively balanced, so to say. I'm relatively balanced, but I'd have a hard time with obstacles. Harder time with advantages.
I'm not hitting anything, but
Makes sense for Butters.
I can definitely hit obstacles. I mean, yeah.
Definitely more attack based.
I feel pretty well-rounded, I'd say.
Yeah. Alright.
Time support.
Which is fitting. Alright, so play a card, take an action, you play the card. Alright, so completely. Alright. Like I said, the stunts that you have, I guess just since we're going through this as we do each turn, we'll just read the talent and stunt for each one so we can familiarize ourselves. And it lets us know what, because we can know that because that's laid out.
Okay, so my talent is when I discard for fate points, I'm guessing that's what FP stands for.
Yes.
I may remove 1 hit from a foe with the most hit tokens on it. If I do, add 2 clue tokens to any one case.
Okay.
And then my stunt is, as my turn, I can flip that card over to add 1 clue to all cases that have at least 1 clue.
Alright, so that would be good to definitely build up clues once we get later on. So we'll definitely want to save that talent. Let's see. Harry's talent is when you discard for fate points, you may move 1 obstacle or advantage forward or backwards 1 space in either row. So it doesn't matter which row it is. I could move either of these forward so they'd be easier to get to, or I could move them back if there was something applying. I could move this forward, take advantage of that quicker, or I could even just flip-flop those. So depending on what would be more beneficial for us. The way it looks, getting obstacles and what do you call them, advantages closer is definitely...
Apparently mine, I have to start flipping face down. My talent, you may flip this card over and give this... flip this card over to give the card you play +2 range, but it also starts flipped face down.
Cool.
Do you need to read the second one?
And then my stunt. As your turn, flip this card over. It adds 3 hit to any 1 legal foe that has no hit on it. And then move this card to the farthest range in its row. Or move that card to the farthest range in its row. Sorry.
Cool. So that's a good way to get something, that you can't, like, again, with Toad Demon guy, that would be a good way to get him out of the way, to move everything forward so we can mess with that, until we can actually hit him. Okay, Harry's stunt was, as your turn, flip this card over and add 4 hits to any 1 foe that will be defeated with 1 to 4 hits. So it's an insta-death to anything that's got, 4 or less away from death. So, and again, killing the foes is important, because if the win condition is you have to have solved more cases than foes. So even if you just solve 1 case, but you're able to take out all the foes, you win the game. And tie goes to the game. If you have 2 solved cases and 2 foes left, you lose. So makes it. On the surface, like I said, it seems really like this can't be that complicated. Like, it's freaking cards, but entertaining. 3 variations of the game. When you start out, way to make it more challenging is how many fate points you start with. For the Apprentice easy game, you start with all 13. Wizard is 8 fate points, and then Merlin is 4. But that's just your starting. The rest of them stay, and you can buy them or earn them through cards or stunts or whatever can get you back. So it adds a element of challenge to the game, which would be add to that 1-player element.
Well, Molly's talent is
Here. Okay, this is face up. Just making sure.
when you discard for fate, flip this card over to read talent. Start game with this side face up. And then the stunt is, as your turn, flip this card over to copy the effect of any other player's stunt, which is still face up.
Cool. So essentially, yeah, you could double nuke with me. You could
Hit somebody for 3 who's not been hit yet.
and kick them all the way to the end, or
add 1 clue to every case that has a clue.
so.
Cool.
Molly, man, Stormfront would have been a totally different story if he had had that group.
Yeah, I'm about to say the only person he had in Stormfront was Butters. Didn't have
No.
Michael or.
No, he didn't even have Butters on. That was just Murphy. Butters didn't come around until Deadbeat.
Oh yeah, you're
Gravane.
right. Yeah.
I mean, he showed. I think he was there. No, because that was because he referenced Blood Rights. Because that's how he ended up away from his job. I'm trying not to do spoilers for the books. That's how he ended up away from his job for a little while.
Yeah.
His leave of absence, and then he got his current night shift position.
That is correct. My bad. Now I need to go reread the books. I'm gonna whip myself a flog.
I got lucky. I found my
my iPod, the screen is cracked. I can't use it at all on the outside, but I plugged it into my car and I can work it. All the Dresden audiobooks except for Stormfront are on there.
Nice.
Well, all but Stormfront, Skin Game, and Cold Days. But still, I'm going to be able to listen to Dresden the entire drive. That'd be awesome. Alright, so, traditionally, I guess from everything I've seen, it always starts with Harry. We're going to go ahead and start out with a full fate point situation here. Alright, so, and this is where the discussion can come in, where you can get other people's ideas. Like right now, I can do a little bit of damage to either of these guys without a problem. Well, definitely a little bit of damage to either of them. I can put a big hit on either of them, but, well, it's a variable hit, and that one's expensive. Or I could possibly, it's expensive, and it would definitely take dice rolls. I could possibly solve this one right off the bat.
Well,
but it's expensive, it's a chance, and you know how I roll dice.
yeah, I was gonna say you should just shoot at the Marconi twins or gang goons.
Oh, one thing as far as fate point, 13 is all you can possibly have. So if you had, say, 9 here, and you wanted to discard, a card to get that was worth 5 fate, you would only get 4 of that, or whatever make it 13. Yeah, 4. You wouldn't get all 5. There wouldn't be like a floating fate point. Okay. So keep that in mind when discarding, as far as what you can and can't, like stackable, if you will. All right. So going for a smack. Risky big smack, or just a little smack in the face?
Let's not start it out with anything too crazy, right?
Alright.
So risky big smack.
Sounds about right.
So I am going to attempt Fuego, because, hell yeah. It costs 5, and it's either going to be worth 4, I'm sorry, it's going to either be worth 4, 5, or 3 damage. 5. Oh, Virgin Fate dice. And this was a bad idea.
With the obstacle.
With the obstacle.
Well, it's 5, so technically wouldn't it be 6 because of the obstacle right now?
Yeah.
So it would be
6. So wait, before I commit to this, that's a terrible idea.
You should do the not risky one.
That is a terrible idea, because
back here.
Okay, with that in mind,
Are you allowed to say what you want to do on your turn?
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that.
you can take out the obstacle.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Then
Because that's
So
annoying.
let me get this straight. So say this one goes away.
Right.
That means all these
everything
move.
shifts this way.
Okay.
So, oh, also, and if you don't want to discard fate points, or you can't, but you don't want to play a card yet, you can pass. It costs 1 fate. The showdown commences one of 3 ways. Either someone runs out of cards and there's no fate to spend. Like, you could be out of cards, out of stunts and everything, but there's a fate point to just pass your turn. Like if you weren't quite ready. But if there's, you can't make a move, the showdown happens. If you can choose it, you can just be like, you know what, I'm done. I just want to go for the showdown. And if you think you can take out everything that's left, because you can use any remaining fate points you can build up to affect it, but we'll get to that in a minute. It's the 2 I know of. I think there's another one, but I'll probably think of it later. Or it's possibly you just...
Thank you.
Yeah, and then if you were able to solve all the cases and kill everything before going to the showdown, you would obviously win that way. So, okay, rethinking that plan. I am going to do something slightly less silly, and which one is that? Victor is missing. When solved, add 3 clues to who is the Shadow Man. Okay, I can definitely affect one of the two. I can't solve either, but depending on how I roll, I'm just going to go with investigating this time instead. Because if I go smacking things, it's going to be expensive. This will just determine which one I go for. So it's Private Investigator. Cost 3 fate. Puts 2 clues and has a range of 3 plus or minus 1. Your range being obviously how many spots. So if I can, I'm going to try for this one because it adds to who is the Shadow Man, which we have to do to get rid of him. And it's way down there, so this is some long range help.
Hey,
no shit. So I put 2 clues
And so that's
on there,
3 fate.
and that would be 3 fate. Yeah. So spin. All right. Just clockwise. So
okay. Okay. I'm going to outsmart. So it costs 3 fate, but I'm going to roll 2 dice.
So it could cost
1.
It could cost 1 if I roll 2 minuses.
yeah.
So in
Technically,
this
that would
case-
help, yeah.
That'll help with that one. Hey!
So we get 2 minuses, so it's only 2 fate.
Wait, how many dice did you roll?
3.
3.
No, you only roll 2
I'm sorry, I only rolled 2. Okay.
because it's what's in the box.
Okay.
So
So it costs
3.
3 fate. And it has a range of 3, and we'll just get rid of that.
and then that
So
moves.
that moves everything over.
Where does this go?
That just goes to book discard. So anything that comes off of here just goes up to here, other than solved cases.
Cool.
Thinking I'm trying to overcome that obstacle, but it's essentially the same thing as that one over there. Or that card that you used.
Oh,
That would make
That's-
attacking less costly.
yeah.
Yep.
And that would bring everything up a little bit closer to. Or that's not a bad. That one's not a bad one to get rid of if you can get rid of it.
Let's go ahead and give it a shot.
So we'll roll.
So,
So it's either going to cost 3, 1, or 5. Or somewhere in between.
Woo. That's bad.
Well,
We're good. Yes, no? Eh.
expensive, but you know what? It saved us in the end because that was going to cost us that much fate to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Well-
fine. You're an apprentice, Molly. You'll learn.
Since that happened, I will. So I can discard.
You can discard to build fate back up.
Okay.
You can play your stunt if you wanted to. And I'm not saying to do it. Just, that would be your option. Or if you have a card you could play, that would be 2 fate or less.
I will discard
Okay.
the one that, because since all the obstacles are out of the way,
Okay.
I'll discard that one to get it out of the way. See if I can get it for 1 more fate. No, so we only get 1.
Alright.
But again, that card is useless since there's no more obstacles.
Right. I am.
I guess I'll just learn from me.
I'm going to do the same thing as you and discard for 3 fate because we overcome all of our obstacles. The blue beetle.
That.
Overcome 1 obstacle. Alright, so we are now up to 2, 4, 5, 6 fate. Alright, got 6 fate to work with there, Butters.
Fortunately, seems to be a lot of Michael stuff is very high fate cost.
So what's an advantage?
An advantage is
Oh, and when I discard a card for fate, I can flip my talent over.
either of these. The advantage is this one: when taken, active player draws one card, then distributes 2 card draws among other players. So you get to automatically draw a card, and then you get to decide which one of the 3 of us, or which 2 of the 3 of us get to draw a card.
Okay.
And then the other one
draws 1 card, then immediately takes another turn. I can move the frog back to the farthest range.
which he's already at.
He was already at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put this card over again. Agrees Michael range, which his seems to be very close range.
Yeah. No. Well, okay. That is really useful, but okay, I'm going to discard this for 5 fate. Was it take advantage? It's got a range of 2, but it's take 1 advantage, choose one other player to take 1 card back from their discard pile. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Add those back to the pile.
Yay! We have faith again.
Yeah, nothing's got a hit, so I can't add clues.
Well,
Oh wait, no, that does have 1 clue. No, but nothing has a hit. By talent.
yeah. To move it.
So now we've got 11 fate to work with.
Definitely changes things. Go for it, grasshopper.
So,
Oh no, you didn't discard it for a fate, so never mind.
yeah, to use...
Oh!
What?
Whoops.
What?
Totally forgot. When you discard for fate, you may move 1 obstacle or advantage forward or backwards 1 space. Any other row.
Well,
Crap. Alright.
I was about to say you could have moved advantages over, but there are no more obstacles anyway.
Yeah. So I could have moved those closer if they were harder to hit. Oh, it doesn't matter. You may move, so since it was I may, I chose not to.
Chose.
May effect has to remember trigger on upkeep.
Wizards don't make mistakes, they just make decisions that others don't understand.
Sound logic right there.
I really don't think that was an actual quote, but it would fit.
I feel like it
It
should
would
be.
I'm gonna say, it sounds like something Harry would say. Especially after he did like a major fuck up like blew up the building or something.
It's not my fault. Which, if I'm not mistaken, there's actually a card in here that is, it's not my fault.
So on my turn, I can either take an advantage and then help out more investigate, or I can get a big or hit that one for a big investigate.
I think one of my biggest options right now is to take an advantage, but I still don't entirely understand how to do that.
Oh, you
You play the card,
Yeah,
and
you
then
just play
if
the
it's
card.
in range, you can take this advantage. So
Yeah.
if it's in 2 spaces, you can take the advantage if it's in 2.
Okay. So that's... Alright, so I'm going to use... Naru? The
Naru.
advantage...
Draw 1 card.
Yeah, draw 1 card from me, and it's automatic 3, and then I roll 1 dice to see if we can go more.
Yes.
Let's do orange.
Well, when's the star next to the dice and the range?
Oh, maybe that's...
Because you draw 1 card. Or
Maybe
because I'm
that's
assuming
if I hit the
maybe
one.
if you get the 1, you can draw a card. Let's see. Consult the rulebook.
But hers is if attack defeats target foe, add 2 hits
To any one
foe. So I think that's literally just. Well, that's the only thing they can tack it onto, range, because there's no
Attacker.
hit or investigate. So I think that means you get to draw a card.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to draw a card regardless. It's just your range is affected there.
So you can take that one.
If you're watching and I got that wrong, put it in the comments and let us know if we got it right.
Let us know in the comments below. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.
So draw a card, and then when taken, active player draws a card and then distributes 2 card draws among other players.
So does this mean I draw 2 cards and
No.
then I choose
Yes.
you two? Awesome.
You draw the one for the
I guess
advantage,
you
the
just
one
keep-
for the card that you used, and it costs what, 5 fate?
Yes, that was 5.
Expensive, but useful. And then you get to determine 2 more draws between. So any of the 3 of us can draw. 2 of the 3 of us can draw 1 more card.
How do you guys feel about your hands right now?
I could use something useful.
I'm pretty good. So you can. I'll take the not drawing.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and use Dresden Butters, or choose Dresden Butters.
Yay!
Butter up Dresden.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
That
Well, I'm talking about what you oohed.
Uh-huh.
that was less than helpful. Maybe.
Sorry.
That's right. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you move advantages with your ability?
Yes.
If he discards.
If I discard for fate, I can move them closer. Either advantages or obstacles.
Oh,
So,
that would be cool.
so we need to move that closer.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Yes, you should definitely move that one closer.
Actually, so doing my stunt doesn't cost fate,
No.
correct?
But you can only use it once per game.
Once per game.
Unless there's something that.
Says you can
Yeah.
flip it or do something.
Because I think the insert that they gave, because they gave extra inserts for even the ones you didn't have. They gave duplicates for the ones in the upcoming sets. The little like dividers, except for the books. But they have the one in here for Mouse, and his stunt is flip a used stunt back to ready side. So Mouse's stunt is to make somebody else get to do their stunt again.
Yo, such a good dog.
Pick a player and to discard. If they do, pick a player to draw a card. So that's Mouse's talent. He can just be like, "You throw one away. You get a new card,"
Okay.
which is very Mouse-like.
We only have
You make
6.
bad decisions. You choose.
I need to read these books.
Yes, you really, really do.
Alright, I will once again use one of mine to discard and get us 4 fates. 4.
Michael, a man of sacrifice.
Like I said, he's got a lot of high, or at least the ones I drew were a lot of high cost stuff, so they do some whammies, but high cost.
Well, we've solved nothing.
The only thing we've done is gotten rid of obstacles.
I can,
I can't hit anything.
I can discard to move. How important is it to get that advantage?
Not at the moment.
Alright. Yeah, I could. No, just to draw cards. So it'd be basically a trade for a trade at this point. Because we don't really need, I mean, we always need fate, but I'd rather not discard
Well,
it.
before we put anything onto this one, we need to get rid of these guys, because these guys, if they're defeated, it removes 2 counters from this one.
Alright, so I'm going to. I am going to do this Harry Dresden style and go big at that bastard. So this is either going to be good or bad.
Good.
Good!
Yay.
5 to
5
Malcolm's
to
Goon.
Malcolm's Goon. Yay! That cost 5. Sorry.
Back to Butters.
Now, can anybody follow up an attack and take them out?
I can. Look at that.
Does that cost a lot?
It can cost minimal amount, but it can also cost more because there's a die roll on it.
We only need 2. So if someone's got something like a smack for 2.
Should have used my stunt and then You could have killed them.
I'm gonna go ahead and discard. Then I'll discard that and roll for 5 fate back.
Nice. Nice.
Do you want me to remove 1 hit from them to add 2 clues to any one case?
Can we do 3 damage to it? This turn?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. You drop them to 4. I'll use my talent. And add.
But that'll have to. Oh yeah, because you use the talent and discard. And you add how many?
2.
Two.
Add to this case.
Yay!
Because that one will add 3 clues to that.
Making that 5.
And if we once we kill that, that'll add 2 more.
No, that'll remove.
It removes
Oh.
2 from this one.
Oops.
If you've already started
Yeah,
doing that.
you're right.
So that's why you kill these guys before you start this one.
Okay, that's me.
Little happy.
Okay. I am curious.
Oh, that's right. You solved that one.
Mm-hmm.
So why does this say 10 clues here and we only have 2 tokens?
We've only put 2.
We've only put 2 there. It takes 10 to solve it.
Okay, so we have to keep adding on cards
Yeah.
until we reach that. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be alright if I used a low amount of fate?
The attack I'm going to do is hopefully going to stay low. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay, you should be. Okay.
That's why I put fate back in. I was like,
Alright. So I'm gonna use psychometry.
Well, wait. It only has a range of 1.
Yeah, we've got one right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
it before these guys die, this one. Essentially, it'll
Oh.
remove the points once these guys die.
Okay.
Work together.
Send help.
yeah, that's why I targeted this one because I got a range of 4 on the card I discarded.
Let's see then. I should probably keep that. Can I do anything here? When you discard for fate, not doing that, not now. As you return, flip this card over to copy the effect of another player's stunt, which is still face up. Any stunts have been used?
Nobody has used their stunt yet.
Okay.
So either you can.
I think I'm going to discard.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and actually give in for that card. So we'll get 2 fate back. And this gets to flip over. Talent ready, talent ready. When you play a card, you may flip this card over to turn 1 die you roll into a plus or a minus. Apply it after all book card modifiers.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Turn to you.
Okay.
A divination wizard.
Oh god, her art is so good. I
I say
love it.
technically she's more of an illusion, but you know. I will use my Sanctified Strike.
Sanctified Strike!
Oh no, we've got
Cost
a puppy.
3 fate, possibly more with it 1 die. No, cost 1 less, so it's only 2.
Why did it cost 1 less?
Because
Oh,
I
negative.
rolled,
Okay, yeah.
rolled negative.
Yay!
And I will hit the Marcoon's Goons for 3, taking them out.
I don't know my right, my left, my plus or my minuses. It's my fault.
So they're out, and I guess just book discarded, I guess, then?
Yep.
And then
Everything slides now.
shifts.
Ah! Giant scorpion.
Luckily, we're not in an elevator at the moment.
Oh, you're a good puppy. I love you.
Oh. I still can't hit that bastard. Well, I could go big and possibly solve this in 1 shot.
Well, you're Harry Dresden, so go big or go home.
It's fair. It's fair. Soul Gaze! Alright, so it costs 5. That's either going to give us between 3 and 7.
Ironically, he did do that to Marco anyway, so. Ooh, 3.
Bad.
How dare.
Bad. If you've read the books, you know this is pretty much how it goes too. I've got this! Oh, shit.
I was wrong.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Your turn, Butters. If playing a themed card game doesn't get written into the next book, or at least one of them, I'm gonna be sad. Harry's got to be playing his own game.
Okay.
Or at least some joke.
Some joke.
I'm gonna
Well,
go
he
big or
does
go
play
home.
D&D with
As well?
them, so I can see him going to like.
I'm gonna spend 4 fate. Roll 2 fate dice.
Cancel.
Cool. 5 clues.
Yay!
Oh. Yeah, not canceled. It's a plus in the thing. 5 clues on there. That's
so
enough.
That one's enough. So that one has been solved.
And I don't have any attack cards to disable or to discard.
Discard. Yay!
You solved our first quiz.
Butters did it.
I can't get over that name, Butters. I love it.
Alder Butters. Big Sonic Butters.
Whew. Man, we are a bit low on fate, so I'm going to... Let's see. Definitely gonna have to discard a card. Sadly, it's a good card, but... it's a really good card. It's got... I can't say. Maybe I should try to get rid of something else, so that would be good to keep around.
I was going to try to do my stunt on my turn. Hit the Shadow Man and move him over here so that way that can move that one closer.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
And also, it'll put the advantage right there.
Can you take 5 off of anything?
I know
5
I can.
investigate or...
Not
No, 5 damage on anything.
Mine, or at least for my stunt, it can only do 3. I do have an attack that does it, but it's very high fate cost.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead, give in a card, which is 2, and I get a roll die. 2 for fate. Oh, so that's making 1 fate?
But you have your
Oh yeah!
active ability.
So I'll make that a plus. Nice.
So
3
that
fate.
flips that over, so we get 3 fate.
Molly, come here. Molly.
Molly.
Molly! Here we go. Cool.
Okay, so I will use my stunt. Flipping that over. And I will hit the Shadow Man for 3. Also moving him to the end of the... Probably should have put the tokens on after. Moving him to the end of the row. And that's my turn.
You are such a good girl. I love you. I love you so much.
No. I could take advantage of that, but it would be a little costly. Not super costly, but for what we have, it could possibly be costly. But all that would do, I don't have anything to back it up on afterwards though. Like I
Well,
can do it, but I'm not gonna be able to like back.
Well,
back
if you
turn
do,
it.
you would draw a card, and then you can take another turn. Maybe you can draw the card and maybe discard it to get more fate.
I could make that useful.
You can make that useful. All right, then I'm gonna ignore
Even with
that.
our current fate situation.
All right, then I am going to discard for
3.
3 fate to make that a little easier for you.
All
I
right.
think we found the game that you're not like horrible at
I
rolling.
know this is weird.
I believe that
So
would be
yeah.
your turn. Yes.
I will use 2 fate to take 1 advantage, drawing a card, and immediately taking another turn.
He does the same thing in that other card game we play, which I won't name because we're discussing this one, but it has a lot of cards in pretty colors. And it has something to do with mystical arts, but I won't say the word magic because I don't want to get trademark infringed.
Thing.
But I hear people like to gather to play it.
Alright, this is either going to cost 2 fate, 3 fate, or 1 fate. 2 fate.
2 fate is better than 3 fate.
And that's going to put 2 more clues on this guy.
Who is the Shadow Man?
A good question indeed.
4. Alright, so we're 6 away from solving that. So right now, we are technically losing. Just to put it into perspective.
Just a heads up.
My turn?
Oh, I only have 3 cards left.
I have 1 card.
Well, I have
He meant
1
like
card
reading.
in my hand, but I could only draw 3 cards.
I actually haven't drawn any cards at all this game, so.
I've
I
only drawn
have-
1. I have
But I do have 2 cards in my hand.
I'm going to discard a card for 1 fate. And that puts this guy over. That's the wrong one.
Well, I will also discard a card for fate. So, which do you guys think we should have? More attack or more clue?
More clues.
More clues?
Yeah, because the Emmy doesn't have any.
Yeah, we may have a better chance of solving things at this point.
Okay.
Because we need 6 and 7. I cannot help investigate anything.
Well, if we add more to this one, that'll add 3 to this one.
Right.
I also cannot help investigate anything.
I have something for investigate, and it's supposed to be a nice, good one for investigate.
Okay, I also have a pretty... both of mine could go either way on this one, so I will get rid of my attack, adding 5 fate.
Woo!
Like I said, Michael's got a...
Dragon Slayer.
has high fate costs.
That.
But it also does a lot, because that could possibly be 6 damage.
I was gonna say, because that would have. It's 5. So.
That could have almost killed the goons in 1 hit.
Yeah. And I could have definitely followed up afterwards. Oh well.
But he wouldn't have been able to do it because we didn't have the fate.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's the problem is me being in the the tail end, there was no fate for me to use. So sacrifice all my fate.
It's what a paladin might do.
Alright.
He is a paladin.
Am,
Well, technically a knight of the Holy Cross. But he is the most paladin out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Being the other one's a samurai and the other one's a... whatever you want to call Sonya.
Alright. I can put a little bit of a smack on a giant scorpion, but that's about it. But I will be out of cards at that point.
So then you can... Well, what about your...
That I can use my... I can only use my stunt if it would kill something.
Ew.
And I can't reach anything to get it close enough to 4. So you know what? Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and pass because I cannot effectively do anything that would help us right now.
I'm going to discard that for fate points. So we get 3.
Woo!
Then I'm going to add 2 to that one. And remove a hit from that one to do it.
You said you can put clues on all of them?
Yes.
How many?
A low amount.
Like 2, 1? Or no, we're technically not allowed to say that. So yeah.
A low
Okay, yeah.
amount, but I might say that you might have gotten it wrong or right the first time. You might have also got it wrong.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, come on. Technically, you're my daughter. Tell me. No.
Oh, is that who I am?
Yes.
I've been staring at her like, what is her relations to Michael?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to use Sensitive Triangle Trance. That's got a star. It adds 2 clues to any 2 Fate Die 1 cases. And that costs 4 Fate, infinite range. It's got the star and the clues.
Yay! So you roll 1.
Yep.
Come on.
And then honestly, if it comes up blank, I'm just going to
Use.
The other one.
this one. I'm going to use this to give it a positive.
Okay.
So
cool.
you get to put 2 on both.
She can use, no. She can do. She gets 2 plus whatever she rolls, so she can do 3 then. So she could put
Two clues.
two clues on all
cases.
3 of them.
If you want
That includes any 3 cases. Okay, so you can put 2. Okay.
to. So let's get that going.
So that's 6 clues on that one.
Dang, you don't have any clues, do you? So I'm about to say, because I can get that one, which will add 3 to that one, making only need 1 more for that one.
Mr. Butters, do you have anything for clue?
I have no cards.
Oh. Is there any stunts active?
I believe I'm the only one who's used my stunt at this
You
point.
can use that to copy any.
It's any stunt that's face up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's face up and
before
belongs to
I-
someone else.
before I use my stunt, you should copy that.
But it has to be on my turn.
I know.
You said before.
Well, no, what he means is.
Like it
I'll
goes back
pass
to
my
his
next
turn.
turn, and then
Yeah, and then because mine says add 1 clue to all cases.
Okay.
cool.
So we got plan.
All right, so then I will use mine. Let's see. Hopefully, I can get a negative. Actually, first, sorry, I have to use my thing to add 2, so I'm gonna hit that one. Damn. So 6. Oops. Almost used all of our fate, but it gets rid of that one because that one's at 4, and I'm adding 5 clues to it.
Nice.
So that takes care of that.
That take care of that one, and then it adds 3 to that one.
Which I think puts us at 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we're at 10.
Woo!
So yay, we got rid of 2. High 5.
And turkey.
Oh.
Gobble gobble.
Did we just 2 birds, 1 stone?
Yes.
Nice. That also means we're currently tied.
I don't want to hear any of your divine intervention crap, Michael.
Oh dear.
And that means that.
We can
hit
now
them.
hit the toad.
Yeah.
But that also means I'm also out of cards.
Alright. So at this point, because when we get to the showdown, we will be able to try to take out whatever's remaining if it has a.
Hit.
Yeah, it has to have either a clue or a thing on it.
And
So, as it is right now, we will still get a chance for these 2,
okay.
but these 2 would automatically count against us unless we can get something up on them. Unfortunately, we do not have enough fate for me to smack anything right now.
Can you discard?
I can discard and I can add minimal, and possibly even less than that. But I can't kill anything.
Can you discard?
I can discard one thing for low fate.
Okay. That might be all we need. Well, wait a minute. No, you can't discard and use your talent.
So I can discard. I
I'm,
can get us a little bit of fate, so that way I can basically pass without doing anything.
Well,
yeah, I'm about to say, I'm completely out of anything. So.
We need. I have to pass. You have to pass, and you have to pass once. And then.
She can use her stunt.
No, that
He
won't
can
get
use his stunt.
Yeah.
And we can't beat this unless we can get at least 3 more clues on it.
3 more.
3 more, because it's 11. All right, the best we can possibly do, looking at the showdown, is you get 6 that you can add, possibly, depending on how you roll. The max is 6. Depending on what we have fate point wise at the end, we can spend to kind of counterbalance that, which it doesn't look like we're going to have much. So it's going to be straight die rolls to add on to what you already have there to solve them. But as it is right now, like even if we, 6 pluses, we'd only have 8 on this, so we wouldn't defeat that.
So we'd have to spend at least 2 fate points to get 2 more onto it.
Oh,
Or
that
3
would-
more.
That would just put an automatic 2, so we could possibly put 7, which would still only leave us at 9.
Ugh.
Right.
Well, we'll just go through.
Well, wait a minute. I can add one clue token.
She can add one clue token.
She can add one clue token. But it has to go in the opposite order. She has to add hers before I can add mine.
So 7. So that means
But we have to have the fate to do it.
And you can't hit anything.
I can't do squat. Literally, I've used my stunt and I have no cards.
Can Molly
So
hit
I
anything?
have to pass.
I can hit something, but I can also use my stunt, which is copying his stunt.
How big can you hit it? Like, is it a big hit or a small?
It's not that big of a hit. It's a small hit.
She used by a small visitors draw.
Yeah, I could probably take off an ear.
Wing it.
So I could try and add a little more damage or something, but if I fail, even if I fail, you can't skip, and I'm sorry, if I succeed, you still wouldn't be able to skip, and
You would have to use your stuff.
Yeah, but if I fail, I automatically trigger the showdown, which the way it looks, we're kind of screwed. Unless we can 6, 7,
So no matter,
8.
yeah,
So,
no matter what, we're
Yeah. So I'm going to try to add the fate pool. That's all I can do. I can add a 3.
we have seriously found the game you're not bad at rolling with.
Apparently.
Now watch, it only works when he's playing Dresden.
It's because it's Dresden.
And that would make sense. So
I skipped my turn.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, so I'm copying you?
Yep.
Alright, copying you.
Which I believe adds 1.
One clue to all active cases.
Okay.
Yep, so that says it's used. And
My go. Skip.
okay, so I have to skip 2.
I'll add one clue.
I have to discard this card. Or fates, 3 fate.
3 fate.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming that means it goes down to. So how do we start the showdown?
If no one else can, like, I can't do anything at this point.
Neither can I. I don't believe anybody can do anything.
Alright, so collectively, we can just, okay, we're going to the showdown.
Okay.
Because
So we have 4 fate.
we've got 4 fate we can use.
Yep.
So now we've got 4 fate. You get 1 roll per case. These 2, we don't get to roll on. So we can try to,
These 2 are essentially automatically
counting against us.
against us. So we're automatically 2 down.
So these are the only 2 we can hopefully affect. Now we only get 1 roll per. We've got 4 fate. Now you can spend 1 fate on the foe and get 1 guaranteed hit, and then you roll 5 dice. You can spend 3 fate, get a guaranteed 2 hits, and roll 5 dice. When we go against,
no matter what, this is 8, so that's not gonna help us.
so yeah, the best we can get there is 8. So for this one, we spend 4 fate, we get 3 automatically, and then we get
6 chances.
6 chances. So that 3 would make that 7, which we would just have to get 4.
That's our best bet. So.
We solve that, and,
And I believe
we
win.
We win because we are at 1, 2, and 3 cases solved.
So we
We
spend
beat-
4
we beat.
fate and roll the dice. How many dice? 4? 6 dice?
6 dice. So it automatically adds 3.
1, 2, 3, and then 6 dice.
Not gonna lie, you've been rolling the best here.
That's never a good idea.
And you're Dresden, so, and it's technically your show.
And it's your fault.
Yeah.
All my fault.
James,
Oh.
why?
The one time we needed you, James.
The one time, and that sadly.
See, this is the problem. We didn't need you before. Now we needed you, and you.
Sadly, I have let you all down.
Damn you, Dresden.
Darn.
Because we didn't have Murphy in Stormfront. That's exactly it.
That's exactly. She didn't smack me around. All right, so we lose. The Shadow Man wins. The rest of the series never happens. Chicago's gone.
Harry.
But people are doing some amazing drugs and having wild orgies everywhere. So Chicago, enjoy!
Yay!
All right. So that's the Dresden card game.
That's actually pretty